Call it a show of unity or a game of optics. For Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and his deputy DK Shivakumar, it was a high-stakes breakfast that broke the internet with an image of the two enjoying idli sambar. The two also addressed a closely watched joint press conference, a move meant to quell speculation of a power-sharing tussle. One that was also a result of a nudge from the High Command in Delhi after Rahul Gandhi met with KC Venugopal and Mallikarjun Kharge last evening. Now remember, it was a boastful victory for the Congress party in Karnataka back in May of 2023. But that hard-earned victory has now been lost to a power tussle hitting the state's governance. But in a formula that's a classic to the Grand Old Party, DKS is not the only collateral to his party. So as history bears testimony from Chhattisgarh to Rajasthan and even Madhya Pradesh, these internal feuds have already cost the Congress its governance, and the pattern is clearly spelling its doom. Begging the question, will the High Command be able to navigate the factionalism in Karnataka? What can't be denied is that it's been a rocky ride for the loyal foot soldier that is DK Shivakumar, an alleged half-term rotational CM promise by the High Command, months of dilly-dallying, multiple gag orders, and yet there's no end to this crisis. So was today's high-powered breakfast meet the end of the tug of war in Karnataka? That's the question we'll be posing to our guests in just a bit.
There are no differences between me and DK Shivakumar. We go by my party high command. Whatever my party high command tells, it is our decision. ಅದು ಅವರ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಕೂಡ. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಮಾತು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆ ಮಾತಿನಂತೆ ನಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅವ್ರ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಆಗಿದೆ.
Congress High Command is a weak High Command. That's why the power sharing, 2.5 years power sharing that have to implement.
All right, let me introduce my two guests today. I'm joined in by spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Rohan Gupta, also joined in by Akashdeep Muni, who's a political analyst. Many thanks to you, gentlemen, for joining in. So, Rohan Gupta, let me begin. It all goes back to the spat on X, where there was a war of words. But today we see them not just breaking bread, but breaking idlis rather, where Siddaramaiah goes on to say that there are no differences, there were no differences between him and his deputy.
See, I don't think so that people have voted for Congress party to see all this drama wherever Congress party is in power. And that's why I think they are limited only to 3 states now, because people don't want to see all these things. Why even these news should be there in headlines? Are people wanting Congress party or any party they vote to do all these things? No. So I think this is a wrong precedent which Congress party is setting, and they knew that before 2.5 years this promise was made. So they should have, the High Command should have, managed in such a way that this situation of this ruckus doesn't happen on the ground, so that the people of the state don't feel betrayed. And that is what has happened in all the Congress ruled state wherever they had government, whether you see Rajasthan or you see Chhattisgarh or you see Madhya Pradesh or in that case Assam. All the states, they could not manage the things properly on ground. But people should not pay price of that. So I think all these things are not required. Whatever it is, if the promise is made, they should implement it. If it is not made, they should be clear. But people should not pay price of that.
Akashdeep Muni, what's the harm if there is indeed a difference or a power tussle going on? Why send your MLAs to the national capital and then deny that in itself is bringing embarrassment to the Grand Old Party?
See, power tussle is a media manifestation. BJP's figment of imagination goes all around. They were saying yesterday, as you yourself showed, that there will be 2.5 year of CM tenure, DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah. Today, Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar both came together and said that they have no difference between them.
Okay, so I just want you to answer one quick question that I have. Can you break down that tweet of DK Shivakumar when he took a pot shot saying that word power is world power? What did that mean then? And there was a counter coming in from the Chief Minister himself that very day. So if all was well, why did he even bother to take a veiled jibe at him?
See, anybody can read anything out of it. He is a deputy chief minister. He has to speak about lot of issues. So anybody can speak about anybody. Today they have clearly said, DK Shivakumar said today that Siddaramaiah will be his chief minister. And I'm quoting, I am with Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. There is no group as claimed in the media reports. And there is no factions. I stand with the Chief Minister. Karnataka development is the priority. Now, there is bad luck for BJP. They were fishing in troubled waters.
Okay, let's quickly bring in Rohan Gupta. Rohan Gupta, on Thursday, DK Shivakumar says word power is world power. Then Siddaramaiah says keeping one's word is the greatest strength in the world. We have manufactured this crisis. You have manufactured this crisis. Please break down these two tweets for us.
See, the damage is already done. When you see the tweet from Deputy CM and countered by the current CM, and then you say that there is no power tussle, I think, whom are you fooling? The damage is already done. This is all damage control, and this is too little, too late. Why all these nuisance should happen? Why all these drama should happen? Why the people should face all these things? Deputy CM says something, then CM counters, and you said there's nothing happening. No, even their national president says that the decision will be made by High Command. Now the party president, the national president says the decision will be made by High Command. Then who the High Command is? So point here is very clear. People should not see all this drama wherever Congress party is in power, but they have not learned from their mistakes. State after state, they have ensured that the leaders at the state level keep on fighting, and the people of the state, they have to pay the price. Then again, the new statements are made, and there are not only two candidates. There are 2, 3, 4 more candidates who are ready in the CM race. There requires clarity. There requires commitment. There has to be clarity from day one from national leadership.
Very true, very true. In fact, Akashdeep Muni, because Rohan just now highlighted that, I am reminded, why would Prakash Jarkioli in fact say that he is also, why would Satish Jarkioli in fact also make a similar statement saying that he is now prepared to handle the state of Karnataka if the High Command deems it fit? Why did Mr. G. Parmeshwara also go on record to say that he has experience that goes all the way overseas, and if he is asked to take up the post, he will take it as well? This clearly, I mean, you can't, there has to be fire. I mean, if you're looking at...
I'll tell you the fire. I'll tell you where the fire was. Siddaramaiah ji.
And then you have MLAs heading to the national capital as well.
I'll tell you. Siddaramaiah ji clearly said today about this. I'm quoting him. He said that some MLAs want to become ministers. So they might have gone to meet the High Command for that. This is clear. It was not a spate between Siddaramaiah versus DK Shivakumar. It was some MLAs who had higher aspirations, and this is a democracy. Everybody can have higher aspirations. But this does not mean that they will be getting what they want. And regarding what you were saying, ऐसा problems नहीं होना चाहिए. The governance should not suffer. I want to remind that during the BJP Raj, the BJP minister Yatnil was speaking against the then Chief Minister. Sudhakar Reddy recently spoke against that कि BJP में infighting है. I'm quoting him. Sudhakar Reddy, the co-in-charge of BJP's election. He clearly said, BJP Karnataka election, he clearly said that there was infighting in BJP, which is why they are...
The problem is not infighting, Akashdeep Muni. The problem is the inability to handle that infighting. The problem is not being able to reward your loyalists. The problem is not acknowledging caliber in the party, and that is this internal factionalism which is eventually taking a toll on the governance of Karnataka, which is so apparent. And it's not media which is manufacturing it or the opposition. You have the likes of Mohandas Pai or even a Kiran Majumdar Shaw go on record to say it. Now when they will say it, corporate honchos like those, you'll go on and say that this is at the behest of the BJP. Let me quickly bring in Rohan Gupta on that note. Rohan Gupta, quickly, we've just been debating about how can there be, these overtures being made. We just heard Akashdeep Muni, in fact, come up with a counter that, okay, so what if MLAs were in the national capital? They were in the national capital because of a possibility of a cabinet reshuffle. Well, we've had MLAs go on record to say that it is high time DKS be rewarded. These are all MLAs from his own camp. Rohan Gupta.
Yeah, Akanksha, you have aptly said it's not about infighting or somebody's claim of not become minister. Everybody has right, but against it is inability of the central leadership to ensure that the message doesn't go, the wrong message doesn't go in the people. DK Shivakumar, everybody knows that he was promised that after 2.5 years he'll be CM. And people who have voted, he was the party president when this promise was made, and when the Congress party won Karnataka, it was a huge win for Congress party. But after 2.5 years, you feel that the high command or so-called national leadership, they are not able to fulfill the promise which was made. Obviously, the people who have voted in name of DK Shivakumar, they will feel bad. I am saying clarity. If you are doing something 2.5 years back, where you have two state leadership, why can't you control the situation? It is not that in BJP there are no aspirants or there are no many people or people are not changed. But obviously there is a systematic effort by central leadership to ensure that these things don't go out in public and doesn't spoil reputation of the people. But here I think that they have failed the people of Karnataka by doing all this drama, and everybody knew that 2.5 years are going to be over in November. It's not that the national leadership never knew that it will come up. So why they are not preparing in advance and sensitive towards the
and indeed
minds of people?
So Akashdeep, indeed, if there is no smoke without fire, then why would Priyank Kharge come to the national capital and seek audience with the party high command and say eventually it is the decision of the party high command and that this should have been dismissed or nipped right in the bud? Priyank Kharge going on record to say that. Even DK Shivakumar goes on to say that I cannot be KPCC president for life. And we all know why DKS is also a need for the Congress party in Karnataka, and perhaps Congress High Command should make no bone about it that they need both of them, whether it is DK Shivakumar or Siddaramaiah. Akashdeep.
See, be it in Maharashtra, be it in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Bihar, everywhere, BJP's ministers has been rallying around for the CM positions.
Why did they even come to power in Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh? Because of Congress's own internal feuds that spelled their own doom and disaster.
But Sudhakar Reddy does not agree with you. Sudhakar Reddy says that in Karnataka, they are unable
Why
to...
couldn't they pacify or reward a Sachin pilot? When it comes to rewarding the youth and their loyalties, whether it is a Sachin pilot, whether it was a Jyotiraditya Scindia or whether it was a Vikramaditya Singh, there is no reward for any form of loyalty or caliber.
I'll reply on that also. Very interesting. आप किरण मजूमदार शॉ का ट्वीट जानते हैं?
अरे पहले आप ये तो बताइए कि आप राजस्थान हारे क्यों, आप मध्य प्रदेश हारे क्यों, छत्तीसगढ़ में क्या हुआ वो तो सभी को पता है, टीएस सिंहदेव और भूपेश बघेल।
छत्तीसगढ़ में क्या हुआ सबको पता है, छत्तीसगढ़ में ईडी को कैसे इस्तेमाल किया गया सबको पता है। आपको पता नहीं है कि छत्तीसगर के चीफ मिनिस्टर के ऊपर
Let's talk about what happened between Baghel and Dio. He got an audience with Rahul Gandhi. After hours, he's told that there is no transfer of power. How do you respond to that?
इलेक्शन से पहले जो 500 करोड़ के ईडी के रेड्स हुए थे, आज कहां पर ईडी? पहले तो आप छापे पे छापे मार रहे थे, इलेक्शन खत्म, रेड खत्म। आप मुझे बताओ, आप मुझे बोल रहे हो कि नहीं भाई?
Rohan Gupta, I really like, help me understand, Rohan Gupta, how is ED fitting? Okay, आपने ED की बात की ना, let me take this forward with the government that is in power currently and the spokesperson. Rohan Gupta, please help me understand the role of ED in an internal power tussle of a grand old party, please.
Told them to promise both of them that they'll be CM for 2.5 years. Whether ED told them that you promise Sachin Pilot, who was the state president, कि नहीं आपको 2.5 साल बनाएंगे, अरे क्या बात कर रहे हैं? इसमें ED कहाँ से आया? These were the people who contributed in your win and you could not reward. Why they will stay with your party? You could not manage it because it was not the priority. Imagine, can you lose leaders like Sachin Pilot, Jyotiraditya Scindia, Hemant Biswa Sarma, T.S. Singh Dev, just because you could not solve the issues? No. That it requires clarity and commitment of the national leadership that whatever they have promised in public domain, that needs to be delivered at any cost. But here the basic problem is Darbaris are around Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who in order to protect their own power, they will ensure the people who have worked on ground, they suffer. And that is what is happening state after state, and that's why people are not trusting Congress party anymore. This is not related to one state. Each and every state, the same thing has repeated again and again. But Congress party is not ready to understand or learn from their mistakes, because the same old people after Bihar election, they have done the introspection. But the same people who are responsible for the defeat, they are going to take decisions in next 4 elections. So that is a basic issue here, that Congress party doesn't want to learn. They don't want to learn from their mistake. They want to repeat the mistake. They want to impose their blunders on the people, and then they will question vote chori. अरे व्हाट इज वोट चोरी? हु इज फोर्सिंग यू? आप ईडी को बात कर रहे हैं, इलेक्शन कमीशन को बोलिए, कभी अपने अंदर झांक के तो देखिए कि आप लोग की क्या गलती है. जनता सब जानती है.
Akash, the other big question is that, you know, the misgovernance that Karnataka is faced with, the inability to be able to deliver on the 5 guarantees, whether it is that or even the civic menace that Bengaluru is turning into. I mean, you're looking at the Silicon Valley of India, and as I said, why I'm mentioning Kiran Mazumdar Shaw or Mohandas Pai is because what they bring not just to Bengaluru or Karnataka, but to the entire country, to the world. And if they are saying that this is a cause of concern, you're having multinationals, in fact, decide to vacate Bengaluru, whose loss is it? Whose loss is it? It's not just the Congress party's loss.
See, Akanksha, 2 things. I want to ask Rohan ji. Rohan ji, Sachin
Arey Baba, you know, also remember one thing. Why I'm reminding you is there's always this diversion. You'll go on to how central agencies are being used, how it is a media manufactured exercise. You do realize when there's an internal factionalism happening in the party and the MLAs are divided, the ministers are divided, there's also much red tapeism which is also taking a toll on the governance of the state. There are people that have gone on record to say that our files are just not moving beyond a point because a particular minister from somebody's camp thinks that no, I will not do it because my top boss has asked me not to do it.
See, Akanksha, first and foremost, you are saying that governance is suffering. The people don't think so. If governance has been suffering, 140 seats would not go to Congress and 60 to BJP. This will be vice versa. ऐसा नहीं हो रहा.
May of 2023. It's been 2.5 years.
दूसरी बात. नहीं, एक मिनट. आपने बोल दिया ना, मैंने इंटरप्ट नहीं किया. मेरी बात सुनिए. रोहन जी बात कर रहे थे कि ना कि भाई सचिन पायलट दुखी है. छोड़ दे. वो तो है. रोहन जी को लगता है कि सचिन पायलट दुखी है. सचिन पायलट को नहीं लगता.
अरे कौन बोल रहा है भाई साहब? मेरे बोलने से क्या होता है? आई एम टेलिंग दैट यू कुड नॉट रिवॉर्ड हिम.
हेमंत बिश्व
You could
शर्मा
not
की बात
fulfill
कर
the
रहे
promise.
थे. रोहन
छोड़ दे, मतलब आप कांग्रेस में हैं क्या? आप यहाँ पे बोलते हैं.
Okay, Rohan, let him make his point. Rohan, please let him finish his point. I will give you time to speak. Rohan.
रोहन जी बात करते हैं हेमंत बिश्व शर्मा के बारे में. हेमंत बिश्व शर्मा के अगेंस्ट में इन्होंने ब्लू पेपर निकाला था. इनके 200 लीडर्स ने रैली किया था कि ना कि ये सबसे बड़ा करप्ट बंदा है. उसी को आपने ले लिया और उसी को चीफ मिनिस्टर बना लिया. और आज आप हेमंत बिश्व शर्मा की बात कर रहे हैं. आपको शर्म आनी चाहिए रोहन साहब. आप जिसको करप्ट बंदा बोलते हो, आपने अजित पवार को बना दिया. अजित पवार को आपने बोला था कि जिस दिन वो हम आएंगे वो चक्की पीसेंगे. आप व्यूअर्स गूगल अबाउट दिस.
Rohan Gupta, that's a very interesting point that Akashdeep has raised.
बोला था. पर उन्हीं को
Many are saying that DK Shivakumar will never leave the Congress party because of the cases against him. And that also raises the question, if tomorrow he wants to join the BJP, will he also be acquitted?
See, Akanksha, basic problem here is they are forcing good people out of Congress. It's not that they want to go. Whether it is Jyotiraditya Scindia, because I was there, he was forced to fight on second seat of Rajya Sabha, where the defeat was sure. So it is that Darbaris will ensure, like he rightly told, like jisko jana hai jaye. This attitude doesn't work. You cannot lose good people because you can't fulfill the promise, and that's the core issue here. The basic issue is now, first of all, Hemanta Biswa Sarma, he was part of Congress when these allegations were made. If Congress party is so much sure about these allegations, why he was allowed to become minister in Congress governments then? Why no question was asked then? So let's not mix two issues. The basic core issue is Congress is losing good people one after
चलिए
another
रोहन भाई,
because that
आप मुझे बता दो
inability to
डीके शिव
reward them.
कुमार गुड
Please,
है
I
या
never
बैड है?
spoke in between you.
Right.
Please, मैं आपके बीच में नहीं बोला था. Let me complete. My point here is again coming to the core point. Any party which is voted to power, it is the responsibility to send a very strong message to the people that yes, if you have trusted us, we will ensure that these kind of things don't happen. I'll give you another small example, like Bihar, when this NDA and Mahagathbandhan, people compared both alliances. BJP and all NDA parties Akanksha ensured that in public domain, not even a single message goes that all these parties are not together. There is a seat sharing fight. They are not fighting election together. They are not working together. And so that to ensure that the vote of each and party transferred to other party.
All right,
And
I
see,
have to now end the discussion, and before I do that, I want to quickly give. No, I have to give Akashdeep also time to finish his thoughts. I've given you ample time, Akashdeep Muni, please.
आकांक्षा जी, मैं सिर्फ इतना पूछना चाहता हूँ, डीके शिव कुमार गुड है या बैड है? क्योंकि कुछ दिन पहले, एक महीने पहले उन्होंने उनके ऊपर बीजेपी ने करप्शन के इल्जाम लगाए थे. And just day before yesterday, they said that we are ready to take DK Shiv Kumar as the chief minister if the high command says. So एक महीने पहले जो बंदा करप्ट था, 2 दिन पहले वो अच्छा बन गया. Are they fishing in troubled waters or
But
not?
you do realize that this debate is not about DK Shiv Kumar versus BJP. It is about whether the Karnataka Congress is even able to navigate the internal crisis you are going through. So why always take pot shots and perhaps use this crisis to take a moment of introspection in terms of where is the high command faltering, because remember, Karnataka is not the first time. There's a playbook to the high command right now that we are looking at, whether it is MP, whether it is Rajasthan, whether it is Chhattisgarh, whether it is even Maharashtra. I'm sure there may be a couple of more states, but I have to quickly wrap. Many thanks to you, Akashdeep Muni and Rohan Gupta. Pleasure having you on the show as always. Shifting focus over to some breaking inputs coming in. This is a CNN News 18 mega exclusive. Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister has confirmed our news break with his latest remarks, saying Pakistan is ready to send forces to Gaza. He adds that Pakistan security forces will go for peacekeeping only and that Pakistan is not ready to disarm and de-weaponize Hamas. Top intelligence sources have informed that Pakistan has been told they will get World Bank loan leniency and deferred repayments. And for Pakistan, it's a survival bargain as economic relief and internal legitimacy. Let's also listen in to what the reactions have been like.
हालांकि जो हालात हैं उसमें कोई सिंपैथी फैक्टर का बनता तो नहीं है कि जी हम अपने आप को रिव्यू करें, लेकिन इसके बावजूद मैं समझता हूं कि जो एसेंशियल जो रिलीफ फूड आइटम्स हैं, मैंने आर्म फोर्सेस के चीफ से भी बात की और मैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर चूंकि आउट ऑफ कंट्री हैं उनसे भी बात कर रहा हूं और इंशाअल्लाह अल्लाह ने चाहा तो ये चीज़ हम पॉजिटिव एक्शन लेंगे. ये हम अफगानी अवाम के लिए करेंगे.
All right, let's quickly go across to Siddhant, who will put this into perspective for us. So, Siddhant, Pakistan sending troops, even though they call it for peacekeeping. How do you look at this in terms of the overall geopolitical calculus, and how will Israel be looking at this?
Well, look, Pakistan has always been ready, Akanksha, to get their soldiers killed, pardon my language. And in fact, this has always been the history of Pakistan. They will never hesitate to send their troops anywhere in any volatile situation to get them killed. Point number one. Point number two, this is all happening on the instructions of the United States. And also Pakistan want to send this message out that they are widening their relations with countries in the Gulf. They have done security agreement with the Saudi Arabia. Now they'll be sending troops to Gaza. This is for the peace purpose, etc., etc. But the fact is that this is being done on the instruction of the United States of America, and also Pakistan has till now not clarified the position on President Trump's 20-point peace plan. because that plan also talks about the disarm and de-weaponize Hamas. Pakistan has not made its position clear, and now what Ishaqdar is saying that Pakistan is not ready to disarm and de-weaponize Hamas. Also, you remember, Akanksha, that there were some of the Pakistani senators, etc., who were on that rescue and relief. They were taking relief materials to Gaza, and they were detained by the Israeli forces. So Pakistan has always been involved in creating, campaign against Israel, and in fact, they have always been issuing strong statements against what Israel is doing, things like that. Now, in fact, Manoj Gupta is bringing for us that Pakistan-Israel U-turn, 2,000 troops to be sent to Gaza. According to reports, Asim Munir held meetings in Egypt with senior Mossad and CIA officials. Pakistan to start control Pakistani military presence in Gaza. Pakistan is given two tasks. One is to neutralize Hamas, stabilize Gaza under Western instruction. Now, Pakistan, along with Indonesia and Azerbaijan, is being considered. Pakistan troops would suppress radical elements. Pakistan is going to act as a buffer between Israel and Gaza's militant faction. Now imagine a situation. Ishaqdar is saying that they are not going to harm Hamas, and they're not in favor of weaponizing Hamas. But at the same time, the task is to go and kill Hamas, their members. So, it's again the hypocrisy of Pakistan just to please their bosses in DC. They are doing it.
Many thanks to you, Siddhant, for putting all those inputs brought to us by Securities Editor Manoj Gupta.